All right, let's set the ultimate stage for the Marvel Cinematic Universe's darkest hour. We are looking at a storyline today that completely redefines everything you thought you knew about heroes, villains, and honestly, the sheer scale of the cosmos. This isn't just about your standard bad guy wanting to take over the world. No, this is a sprawling, desperate narrative about a full day of absolute doom, where survival demands the ultimate price.
I want you to picture a ticking clock in your head right now, but it's not counting down to the end of a battle or even the end of a planet. It's counting down to the absolute brink of total annihilation for the multiverse itself. So what actually happens when the cosmic hourglass is completely empty? Well, the source material we're diving into today answers that terrifying question, charting a path right through complete multiversal collapse and exploring a desperate race against an inescapable apocalypse.
To understand how we even got here, we've got to look at the real-world pivot that changed the entire Marvel landscape. Originally, Kang the Conqueror was supposed to be the central threat. But, as we know, following shifting plans and some pretty major legal issues, Disney and Marvel completely changed course. The literal second Robert Downey Jr. was announced as Dr. Doom. The true apocalyptic stakes for Secret Wars were finally put on the table.
To grasp why this casting is such a massive, game-changing deal, we have to talk about the character of Victor Von Doom himself. In the Marvel Universe, you typically have beings who believe purely in science, relying on technology and logic. And then you have those who harness the mystical arts, relying on magic. But Doom is fundamentally different. He's one of the rare, chosen few who holds absolute knowledge and mastery of both. This ominous, unique duality is exactly what makes him so incredibly dangerous, wildly unpredictable, and the absolute perfect anchor for the epic story we're unraveling today. So the ultimate cosmic threat driving this entire narrative is a phenomenon known as an incursion. Originating in a mysterious cosmic realm called the Library of Worlds, an incursion is a catastrophic, inescapable event where the cores of two completely distinct universes collide. And when that happens, the absolute destruction of both realities is 100% guaranteed. Surviving an incursion isn't about being a hero. It's about brutal, zero-sum mechanics. First, the cores of the two universes align. Second, the universes physically begin to collide into one another's space. And then comes the third step, which is the grim reality of this cosmic disaster. The only way to stop the mutual destruction is to completely destroy one of the colliding Earths. You literally have to destroy one core to save the other. There are no half measures here. Which brings us to a ruthless faction known as the Black Swans. Specifically, we're talking about a figure named Yabat Uman Taru. She and her people lived in the Library of Worlds, worshipping a mysterious god named Rabum Alal. After incursions began tearing her reality apart and massacring her people, she became a Black Swan. And her method for saving reality? Entirely ruthless. She would literally travel to a colliding universe and trigger an antimatter bomb, destroying that world to prevent the greater cosmic death of both universes.
Eventually, Yabat actually makes her way to Earth 616, which is our main Marvel continuity, just as its very first incursion is happening. She deploys her antimatter bomb, successfully destroying the opposing Earth, but in doing so, she gets caught by Black Panther. He drags her before the Illuminati, a secret group of Earth's absolute greatest minds. And it's through her that this secret council learns the terrifying reality of the incursions. The apocalypse was already knocking on their door, and they had absolutely no clue. Now, as the Illuminati is interrogating the Black Swan, a second incursion triggers. But this time, the sky above Dr. Doom's home country of Latveria turns completely blue. This blue incursion signals the arrival of the mapmakers. Think of them as parasitic robotic forces that fall from the sky, hollow out a world for its resources, and then violently drop the ruins onto the next universe to mark it for the exact same fate.
But the mapmakers made one colossal mistake here. They attacked Dr. Doom. Doom and his forces fight back and actually defeat a mapmaker operative named Cedera Maris. But Doom doesn't just win the battle and call it a day, he immediately pulls a total genius move. After the Illuminati destroy the hollowed-out Earth hanging above Latveria, Doom takes the fragments. He reverse engineers the ruins, completely mapping out the entire mapmaker network across the multiverse, just so he can track the source of the chaos. Through this brilliant reverse engineering, Doom isolates a highly specific energy frequency radiating from the mapmaker tech. But here's the crazy part. It wasn't a machine's frequency. It belongs to a person.
Think about that for a second. Out of infinite possibilities, whose unique foundational energy perfectly matched the frequency of these multiversal parasites? Any guesses?
The answer is the Molecule Man. Doom discovers that the energy signature is an absolute perfect match for a being named Owen Reese. Now, in the vast multiverse, pretty much every person has millions of different variants, different faces, different lives, completely different minds. But not the Molecule Man. The source material reveals a staggering fact. The Molecule Man is the exact same in every single universe. He possesses the exact same mind, acting as a singular, unbreakable constant across all of infinite reality.
And this single constant? It builds into the ultimate threat, the Beyonders. The Molecule Man takes Doom to the Library of Worlds and explains that these beings of unimaginable power created the Molecule Man as part of a grand, horrific experiment. They literally planted a Molecule Man in every single universe as a bomb. Once the final piece was in place, a 25-year countdown began. When time is up, their plan is to detonate every Molecule Man at once, wiping out the entire multiverse in one blinding flash.
Realizing the sheer insane scope of this plot, the Molecule Man does something truly terrifying. He transports Dr. Doom back in time, right to the exact moment and place where a variant of himself is being created. A brilliant light erupts, and right in front of Doom's eyes, the Molecule Man brutally kills his own newly created variant with a knife. He then turns, hands that bloodied knife to Dr. Doom, and delivers a chilling mandate. I did this first, now you have to do the rest.
And that right there kicks off Dr. Doom's desperate multiversal crusade to completely ruin the Beyonders experiment. If the Molecule Men are bombs meant to go off at the exact same time, Doom's logic is brutal, but undeniably effective. Kill them early. Snapping them out of existence, universe by universe, triggers premature incursions, throwing off the Beyonders' perfect timeline. Along the way, Doom meets a young girl whose family was killed in this multiversal chaos. He offers to teach her, so no one can hurt her ever again. She becomes his first disciple, the very first Black Swan, and in that pivotal moment, Dr. Doom builds his own religion, becoming the mysterious god known to them as Rabba Malal.
Now, because of the whole time travel aspect of this, for Doom, this crusade basically feels like a single day. But 10 years into this cosmic slaughter, the Beyonders finally realize something is horribly, horribly wrong. Their grand experiment is failing. The premature incursions are completely ruining their 25-year countdown. So in response, they deploy the mapmakers to the specific Earths where Doom has killed a Molecule Man, desperately trying to extract resources and halt the disruptions to their grand design.
The multiverse is now just in absolute chaos. During all this, the Black Priests, which are this other incredibly powerful faction, decide to attack the Library of Worlds. And leading them, it's none other than Doctor Strange. This creates a deeply dramatic, tragic collision of paths. Doctor Strange finally uncovers the truth behind this mysterious Rabam Alal character. He discovers that Dr. Doom, his old rival from Earth, is the actual cause behind the premature incursions ravaging reality. And in a moment of bitter, bitter irony, when Doom finally reveals his true face, the very followers he swore to protect, including Yabit, completely abandon him in sheer horror.
But honestly, Doom simply does not care. He is focused entirely on the endgame. As reality completely crumbles around him, as the multiversal Avengers fall, and as the Black Priests meet their end, Doom realizes that time has officially run out. The Beyonders are coming to wipe out whatever is left. So he changes his tactics. Doom stops killing the Molecule Men, and instead begins aggressively rounding up and capturing the surviving ones, preparing to build the ultimate weapon against the creators of the apocalypse. This all leads to the climactic, totally jaw-dropping narrative of the final encounter. Dr. Doom, a mere mortal, armed with nothing but science, magic, and pure willpower, stands face-to-face with the Beyonders, beings who hold the power to literally erase existence. And Doom, he doesn't even flinch. He unleashes the remaining consolidated mass of Molecule Men like a singular, unfathomable bomb. The explosion is spectacular. The Beyonders are entirely eliminated. But of course, Doom's victory comes at an agonizing cost. In the fallout of that blast, millions of universes simply turn to darkness. The multiverse is completely shattered.
I really want this to sink in for a second. The crucial takeaway here is this devastating number. After the dust settles from Doom's apocalyptic strike against the Beyonders, out of an infinite expanse of realities, only 12 universes remain in existence. 12. The grand, infinite tapestry of the multiverse has been violently reduced to a few final fraying threads.
Back on Earth 616, the desperation is absolute. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, realizes that the final incursions are totally unavoidable, and the remaining universes are ending. He accepts there is just no way to save the planet, so he pours all his genius into a last-ditch effort. Building a life raft. It's a ship designed not to stop the end of the world, but merely to survive it. This moment of absolute, crushing despair perfectly sets the stage for the events of Secret Wars.
So, shifting gears here to the cinematic universe, the massive question remains. With Robert Downey Jr. confirmed as Dr. Doom, how exactly is this complex, sprawling comic history going to be executed on the big screen? MCU's Phase 6 has an astronomical task ahead of it. I mean, they have to translate this gigantic narrative of incursions, multiversal gods, and complete cosmic collapse into a cohesive, emotional cinematic experience. Which leads us to a wildly fascinating theory emerging from the source material. In the comics, the Molecule Man is the anchor, right? He's the bomb placed in every universe. But as of right now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't actually have a Molecule Man. However, rumors and theories strongly suggest that just as every universe had a Molecule Man, the cinematic universe might use Spider-Man in that role. Imagine Spider-Man acting as the ultimate multiversal anchor. It instantly makes Doom's interactions incredibly, deeply personal, especially given the tragic history between Peter Parker and the face of Robert Downey Jr.
We have to remember that just as the comic universe ran out of time, the MCU is rapidly running out of time itself. The groundwork is absolutely there. Incursions have been mentioned in Multiverse of Madness, variants are in play with Loki and Deadpool, but our source emphasizes that to properly set up the massive, world-ending concepts of Doomsday and Secret Wars, the next 4 to 5 movies are incredibly critical. They require precise, high-level execution, almost akin to a complex cinematic puzzle, to successfully change the entire Marvel game.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. We've seen Victor Von Doom tear apart the multiverse, become a god, and sacrifice millions of realities just to spite his creators. As this story transitions to the big screen, how far will the cinematic Doctor Doom go to achieve his ultimate vision? And if the theories hold true, how absolutely devastating will his collision course with Spider-Man really be? The clock is ticking, guys. The incursions are coming, and time is truly running out.